What is the bearing of the laws of heredity upon human affairs? Eugenics provides the answer, so far as this is known. Eugenics seeks to apply the known laws of heredity so as to prevent the degeneration of the race and improve its inborn qualities.
An example of favourable heredity is shown by the pedigree of the Phelps family, members of which have been boatmen on the Thames for generations. 9 members of this family have won the race for the famous Doggett coat and badge. On this diagram, the 9 winners are shown in white. The present head of the family, whose father was a royal waterman, is Bosse Phelps, the King's barge master, now no longer an active sculler himself, but still a coach for others. His son Ted is ex-world and English champion sculler, and also a royal waterman. Ted's brother, Eric, is challenger for the English championship, and, like Ted, he shows the superb physique which has been in his family for generations. But other things besides strength and endurance run in families. Here is a man who, although normal, comes from a mentally defective family. Here is his wife, who is also normal. They have had 17 children. Let us examine the pedigree of these children. 5 of them died in infancy. 3 are still too young for an opinion to be formed of their mental state, a boy and 2 girls. Only 2 of the remaining children are normal, a man and a girl. The remaining 7 children are all mental defectives, marked on the pedigree in black. Of these, 2 live at home, a man and a crippled dwarf girl. There is 1 man in an institution and a woman with the mentality of a child. The other 3 are all girls and are all in an institution. How has this disastrous state of affairs come about? If we examine the pedigree of this family, we find that although the father and mother of the youngest generation are both normal, the father's brother was insane. Their mother was normal, but the father, the grandfather of the youngest generation, was defective, and his 2 brothers insane. Of their parents, the mother was normal, but the father defective. We thus see how mental deficiency has passed from one generation to another, although the parents of the latest generation are apparently normal. In institutions such as this, all over the country, mental defectives are cared for. These are children who are helpless in every way and need constant attention. Once such children have been born, we must do the best we can for them, who can only be educated up to the point of normal children of 7 to 10. Not all mental deficiency is hereditary, but heredity accounts for more of the mild feeble-minded types, such as you see in this group of men exercising in the grounds of the institution. If carefully trained, they can be taught simple routine tasks. Here are men in the workshops carpentering. Some of them are taught to do the boot making for the colony. While others make clothes for themselves and their fellows. Once they have been born, defectives are happier and more useful in these institutions than when at large. But it would have been better by far, for them and for the rest of the community, if they had never been born. Let us turn to a happier picture of the power of heredity. Here is the pedigree of the Godfrey family, famous as bandmasters in the Brigade of Guards for 120 years. Figures in white indicate the members of the family who have revealed unusual musical ability. Here Sir Dan Godfrey, the musical director, is seen conducting. Many members of this family have musical degrees and are directors of orchestras. Let us look at one more of them at work. Here is Howard Godfrey. Another famous family is that of the Terrys. All the individuals drawn in light colour on this pedigree possess exceptional talents for the stage, music and art. Dame Ellen Terry, the great actress, was one of the most outstanding members of this family. Here is her portrait as Lady Macbeth, which is now in the Tate Gallery. Beside it stands her daughter, Edith Craig, who is an actress and an expert in historical stage costume, and well known as a producer of stage plays and pageants. Her brother, Gordon Craig, is recognized both in England and abroad as a genius who has been a notable pioneer in modern stage design and lighting. His son, Edward Carrick, is a stage designer and artist. Now let us see some of the other well-known members of this family. Ellen Terry's brother, Fred Terry, the famous actor, married Julia Nielsen, an actress and singer. Their daughter, Phyllis Nielsen Terry, is a distinguished actress with a beautiful singing voice. Her brother, the late Dennis Nielsen Terry, had a distinguished career in the theatre, and his daughter, Hazel, is now at the beginning of her career on the films.
Nearly ready?
Thank you.
Quiet, please. Turn them over. Speed up.
23, take 1.
Action.
Hello. Yes. Oh, no, I've not been waiting at all. Just 1 hour, that's all. I suppose I'd better meet you then. I'll try to, but I'll most likely be late. I mean, I can't possibly help it. Oh, all right, well, I'll do my best. All right, goodbye.
Ellen Terry's elder sister, Kate, was, before her marriage, an even more distinguished actress than Dame Ellen Terry. One of her daughters is Mabel Terry Lewis, the actress, and another daughter, Kate, married Frank Gilgood, a fine amateur pianist. Of their children, Val is dramatic producer at the BBC.
Now we're all ready for the final run through. First light for the announcer in 6A, the second light in 6E for the music, and then the light in 6C for Hilkert's first speech. We'll get that? Right, stand by.
And John is perhaps our leading romantic actor.
Yes, I was there, all right. Half a mile away at the other end of a telescope. Yes, it's quite true. I'm just one of those long-range assassins. But that doesn't make it any better, does it?
In addition, he is a pianist and a stage designer and producer. In discussing human genetics, we have to take account of what we call differential fertility. In this figure, we have represented the differential rate of increase in a population where originally half the individuals were below the average in physical and mental ability and half above it, and where couples below the average have 3 children as against 2 produced by those above. In the first generation, there will be 3 below to 2 above. In the second, 4.5 below to 2 above. In the third, 6 3/4 below to 2, and in the fourth, rather over 10 to 2. The lengths of these grey and white strips represent the average of the population of each group. So you see that in a mere matter of 4 generations, individuals below the average have become more than 5 times as abundant as those above it. And so, if we want to maintain the race at a high level, physically and mentally, everybody sound in body and mind should marry and have enough children to perpetuate their stock and carry on the race. Lastly, I would like to thank the distinguished members of the Phelps, Godfrey, Terry and Gilgood families for their invaluable help. Thanks are also due to the warden and medical staff of the institution for training mental defectives. And finally, we want particularly to thank the father and mother of the family showing mental defect for their public-spirited cooperation.